Welcome. Hello. We are going to start the live tarot reading for the summer solstice. We'll just wait a second or two to see if anyone else wants to join. We're going to start with Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the summer solstice reading. And we're going to see, what does Capricorn, what do all the signs, but we're going to start with Capricorn. What do all the signs need to reflect on to aid their evolution and growth, which is what the summer solstice brings to us. Today is an excellent day to spend some time outside and really reconnect because it is a time of transformation and evolution and growth. Hi, Monet. Welcome. We're going to start with Capricorn to see what messages we have for Capricorn for the summer solstice. Now, if I don't look at the camera all that often, I apologize. Okay, let's start. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now, the thing to bring in for you, Capricorn, I need to bring this shot into the camera. There we go. The thing you need to bring into reflection right now, Capricorn, is the idea of give and take. Are you feeling that balance right now? Have you found the truth behind the fact that things are in balance for you right now, or are you still feeling a lack of abundance? It's time to understand opportunity in its truest form, Capricorn. It's time to really look at things and to understand that things truly are in balance for you right now. You are in balance. There is no reason to fear a lack of resources or a lack of security. You are in balance. You are evolving, and you're evolving balanced. And it's almost like you don't trust that just yet, Capricorn. Now, the pathway you're being guided on here is an initiation of something new. Something spiritual is taking shape, something that you feel extremely passionate about, something that really speaks to your soul is starting to take shape here for you, Capricorn. And it's something that it's still in that process where you're trying to understand how to collaborate consciously with others so that you don't somehow dilute your vision. I'm sensing that my Capricorns that are resonating with this are feeling like a distrust of this intuition that they have about what's coming up for them. And it's almost like you've got to free yourself of that first, Capricorn. Free yourself from this idea that it's not possible and that you cannot do it. You know, it is possible and you can do it, and everything is actually aligning for you. It's almost like you just don't see it. Now, the truth behind the reason you don't see it reveals itself here is you're thinking about the past too much. What's going on here? You're focusing on the past instead of the present. And notice how I didn't say the future. Focus on the present. It's not time to think about anything in the past. You might be reminiscing and feeling nostalgic about stuff that's over. You know, not to be too blunt here, but Capricorn, that energy has passed. It has passed, and you can certainly go back to the past to visit, but it's not a place of residence anymore. There's nothing there. They're memories that you can go back to learn from, to say, who was I in that moment, and how can I learn from that in the next moment, you know? But the next moment, the present moment, right? Interesting. So that reminiscing vibe that you have, this not letting go of the past, is what's making you feel like you're not in balance when you really are. Now, the truth behind your resistance to collaborate or your resistance to invite and share with others is because you're worried it's going to mess up your juju. You're worried that if you invite others in, you're going to screw up your vibe. Now, that's challenging you right now because it's almost like you're keeping you're keeping too much of this to yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to go and share with everyone what you're doing, what you're trying to manifest, and how you're going to manifest it, and what your daily ritual practices are, and all of that. That is sacred. You can keep that close to the chest. But certainly, if you're feeling inspired towards something, share it with the world. There's no reason to fear. It's almost like maybe the past stuff that you're looking at were times that challenged your ability to be yourself. And so now you're like, well, I can't be myself out loud. I can't take up space. I can't, what are other people going to think? And maybe it'll screw up my juju. It won't screw up your juju. You're going to be okay, Capricorn. Things are going to be fine. You're really not seeing the balance in your life right now. You're looking too much at the past, and it's killing your confidence a little bit. You know, your confidence is being affected by this reminiscing that you're doing and this nostalgic feeling for stuff that's over. Now, the final guidance for you, is to really take a second in solitude, right? Like how we just said, this isn't stuff that you go screaming from the rooftops. Your healing is sacred. Your healing doesn't need to be announced. You go and heal by withdrawing and be in solitude to understand some mental truth about this reminiscing you're doing, because you're starting a new path. You need to rest. You need to reflect. You need to see what is going on truly in your mental perspective, because it's holding you back from realizing this inspiration that is just, it's like a very new bud on a plant, and it's like you need to care for it. You need to protect that golden egg, right? You need to protect it, and you're not protecting it by looking in the past. You're protecting it because you're keeping it close to your chest, but you're not protecting it in the sense of energetically, it's being influenced and impacted by the old you. You know what I mean? And it's like the new you is good. The new you is just fine. You can focus on the new you. You can focus on the present day you. There's no reason to think about this from the lenses of the past. You know, the lenses of the past are the past. Like we said, you can't take residency in the past, and you're not that person anymore. We evolve and grow every day, and this is a summer solstice reading, which is all about your evolution and growth, Capricorn. So it's really important to take that time to reflect about the past, but do so without those rose-colored glasses. Reflect about the past to learn about the present, but not to live in the past, and not to look at the past and say, oh, I'm going to go back to that. That's gone. It's important, because what's coming up for you looks very like it's your higher self. Your higher self is sending messages to you about something that you should be doing, or it's your purpose to be doing. It's time to tap into that inspiration, Capricorn, and let that be your guide. Okay? Now, for all of the readings, I'm just going to pull a final guidance card, and then, because we're going to run through the 12, these are meant to be a message for you to hold today as you reflect. So for my Capricorns, it's important for you to look at the past and move forward from it. You know, you're dwelling too much in there. Love. Yes, this is a beautiful final message for my Capricorns to say, with everything that you pursue it with love. If looking at the past is not serving you, then look to the present with love. Hi, Talia. With love. That's what you always say. With love, Capricorn. Step gently into your future and release the past. Focus on the present. You don't even need to overwhelm yourself by thinking about the future. Just stay in the moment, because the moment you're in is balanced, it's inspired, and it's moving you on a pathway of really connecting your inspiration, your vision. You're going to connect it into the external world and generate change, and you're going to evolve. So stay in the present, dear Capricorn. Stay in the present moment. Don't worry about the future. and release the past. The past has brought you to who you are today. It doesn't define you past that. That's it. You define yourself daily with love. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you so much, Capricorns. That was a beautiful message for you for this summer solstice. Now, let us go to Aquarius. Let's see what's going on for my Aquarius friends for this evolution in the summer solstice period that we are in now. Okay, let's find out what's happening for Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to reflect on in this period? Okay, well, my dear Aquarius friends, it looks like reflection is the name of the game for you. We see the Hermit. Okay, and it's in reverse. So it looks like this is some reflection that you're not really feeling like you want to do. You're trying to escape this maybe, or you're finding that, oh, you're welcome, Monet. I just saw your comment. Your mom is very welcome. The Aquarius in you is trying to escape reflecting on something key, something very important that needs reflection, and it's challenging you. Okay, so in this summer solstice energy, spend some time, maybe go for a walk, spend some time in nature reflecting. Now, what are we going to be reflecting about? Oh my goodness, we're reflecting about things that need to heal, things that you need to detach from to heal, not just things that you need to heal from, but things, if you notice, you need to detach from these things. These things you need to get on a boat and get away from these things. These are things you need to heal on your own. And it's going to involve a change in perspective, an evolution. This is number 6 of swords, an evolution in your perspective. Okay, so this is like a set sail moment where you're really going to be stepping into a new shift, but it involves reflection and solitude. Okay, both of these cards imply the need to be on your own to do this. Okay, you know, this isn't time to be calling up your girlfriend to say, I need to talk. No, this is time to call up your higher self and say, I need to talk. We need to talk. We need to understand this situation. Let's hunker down and figure this out, right? Without judgment and with love. Now, the truth behind why you don't want to reflect about it is because then you're going to have to make a decision about it. And you don't really want to do that. You know you need to make a decision. This is the 8 of swords, not the 2. So the 8 suggests that you already know a decision needs to be made, Aquarius, but you're avoiding it. You're avoiding consequences. You're afraid of the consequences. There are consequences to your actions that you need to address if you face this. Now, this is the truth here. The truth behind why you don't want to spend the time in solitude reflecting is because you don't really want to face the consequences of what that reflection is going to show you. But at the very least, you need to heal from it. So, you know, it's almost like you got to rip the cord on some measure of healing here, even if it involves facing some consequences, right? Now, the action you're being directed to take is to go for it and face it publicly. It's almost like there's a conversation that needs to happen here, Aquarius. There's a conversation that needs to happen here, and it's with somebody in your life or someone you're not connected to right now, because of this healing vibe I'm getting here is that you're afraid to have this conversation, but it needs to happen. It needs to happen for you. Now, you might be fearing the consequences, but the consequences are necessary potentially because it's going to help you heal from this. Now, the final guidance card for you here is to direct that energy inwards and to initiate a new way of thinking that allows you to proceed forward changed. You're going to shift your perception about something regarding this issue. Regarding this issue, you have had or need to have a change in your perspective on it, and it's going to initiate a whole new way of thinking for you, Aquarius. You are on a timeline right now where you are understanding yourself through a new lens, and it's challenging you because maybe you don't like what you see. You don't like the reflection of this in the public. Notice you have 2 6s here. So you don't like the way this makes you look. I think you feel some regret, a measure of regret and remorse about something that happened in the past that was significant enough that you're still thinking about it and that you haven't healed from fully, because there's a conversation that needs to happen that you are afraid to have. Because of whatever happened in this dynamic, you don't want to have this conversation, or you're not ready. You're not ready. You know, and potentially the evolution and the growth and the inspiration of the summer solstice energy coming in is going to give you that courage. It's going to hopefully give you that courage, because it looks like it needs to happen. You need some time to understand this situation, whatever it was, but you need to understand it in a new way. A new way. One that involves you growing from this experience. It's almost like you need to ask yourself, Aquarius, what did this experience teach me about myself? What did this experience teach me about myself? That's the question that you need to ask yourself. And maybe if you ask it that way, you won't feel this resistance to do the work. You know what I mean? Okay, final guidance for Aquarius is miracles. Now, this is beautiful because really you have a very scary story playing in your mind right now, Aquarius, where this conversation is going to go horribly. But miracles happen. You need to have more faith in the idea that whatever happens is happening to teach you something about who you are. It's not this scary situation that's playing in your mind. Instead of imagining how bad it can go, why not imagine how well it can go? Why not imagine how well it can go, instead of feeling so trapped by how negative it could be, how scary it could be, how emotionally and mentally devastating it could be, which is what the vibe of this card is, which is clearly why you're avoiding it. I mean, all of our actions are smart. You're avoiding it because who wants to face that kind of that vibe? You need to maybe reframe it into how well it could go, and not to get your expectations up, but to change the outcome to be like, regardless how this goes, I am going to be set free when it's done. Once I face this, I'm going to be set free, and that's a miracle, because this is really holding you back. And also to believe in miracles. I'm starting to sense that this experience really shook your beliefs about the way outcomes work out for you. It's almost like, you really need a perspective shift. You've got the Page of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Really, Aquarius, the thing that's going to help you get through this is you got to change the story you're telling yourself about this situation. You got to find a way to see this as growth, not punishment, and not something that you have to be afraid of what's going to happen when you go public with this truth. It's a conversation. There's a conversation you need to have, but you have to reflect first, find a way to reframe it, change your position about this. You need to adopt a new mental perspective, one that's almost childlike and curious. Be curious about this conversation and not so scared, right? Release the fear and get curious. How do you know how it's going to go? You got the miracles card. We don't know. You don't know. Don't anticipate the outcome before it happens, unless you're clear on what it is, what's the vision that you want for this, because that's what's going to happen. You're watering certain seeds in the garden. Right now, you're watering the seeds of fear. You're watering the seeds of regret. You're watering the seeds of feeling the sense of avoidance of a decision, and then that becomes the focus, right? So this fear of consequences is the focus. Those are the seeds in the garden that you're watering, instead of the miracle seeds, instead of the freedom. I will be freed by this. It's time to start watering different seeds in your garden, not these ones that are afraid of change, but the ones that are excited and curious about change. Okay, Aquarius, thank you so much. Let's move on to Pisces. Let's see, for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what is the guiding messages here for Pisces during this summer solstice period where we are being invited to evolve, invited to grow, invited to become the next phase of ourselves? What is the energy for Pisces around that evolution? Thank you. Okay, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, you are on the path of manifestation, my friend. You are starting to face some challenges in the physical world so that you can create space for movement, okay? When we bring things in, other stuff's gotta go to make room, right? So right now you could be in the midst of facing some challenges in the physical world with resources, with people, with stuff, just because the energy coming in for you is going to make space. It's going to change some stuff up. You're going through a big change up right now where you've got this Midas touch and this incredible confidence, but it's like, you've still got a couple of challenges to face, but you're up for it. You've got the confidence. You've got this feeling like things are connecting, dots are connecting to other dots, but they're changing the page and lines are moving and lots of stuff is shifting for you right now. The process you're on, interesting, very similar to Aquarius, is you got to heal some stuff here. There's some stuff that's got to heal in order for you to continue manifesting this new path. So that could be some of this inner struggle that you're facing. So it's almost like you're on the timeline of facing some big transformations, but with that, we need to shed some stuff from the past. Like we said earlier, there's inner movement that needs to take place to make space for this new path that you're formulating right now, Pisces. And it could involve needing to release and heal from old stuff. We got to make room. There's no room if you're hanging on to baggage. Old baggage got to go so that you can go forward without any baggage, which is great because then you've got all this space to start building something new, right? You can't do that when there's lots of clutter around. Yeah, rebirth, the death card in reverse. So it's challenging you. This journey of healing is challenging you big time, but it's so worth it, Pisces. You are the King of Pentacles. You are going to be able to formulate whatever future you desire. You can literally have that Midas touch where you touch things and they turn to gold, but we gotta evolve first, right? And it's challenging you. You see death card in reverse with the Six of Swords here. That really says this evolution, this new phase. It's hard for you. You know you need to heal something, but it's like, it's almost like you don't want to let go. You don't want to let go of something. There's something that, let's see what the action is here. The action is to go with your imagination, to understand the truth about your inspiration. You got to let this go. This is very heavy. This old stuff that you're hanging on to, it's a heavy suitcase. And you're trying to lug it around while you're doing this new inspiration. You can't. It's almost like being at the airport and being told your bags are overweight. You're going to have to do something. You can't go forward like this, and then you're struggling there trying to repack things and move things when ultimately it just means that suitcase you brought that was full of whatever needs to go. It's not coming on this journey. It's going to go into a storage locker somewhere, but it's not coming. You gotta go forward with these 8 wands. These 8 wands are your new path. And it's challenging you yet again in reverse. So it's almost like you don't trust your imagination as being a legitimate source of inspiration and guidance. That inner guidance system that you possess, that we all possess, is more guidance than you're ever going to get from the external world. It's more guidance than you're ever going to get from anything external. It is the true compass, right? It is the true compass that guides you. Now, your final outcome, you've got to let go. You got to let go, Pisces. It's a new day. And look, there's still 2 cups there upright for you to use. You got to, like those ones that are spilled on the ground, that's it. How much time are we going to stand staring at them, feeling sad? It's a new day for you, Pisces. That is the action you are being given, is let go of that. Face the truth, the emotional truth about letting go of this. Heal from it. And use your imagination. Just start focusing on your passions. Start focusing on what gives you that feeling of embracing life fully. What gives you that drive and will? Focus on that. Don't focus on this stuff. Let this go. Heal from it and let it go. Feel it, heal it, release it. Yeah? And then let the imagination take over. Start daydreaming about the future you want. Start asking for, guidance, and let this emotional hurt go. You gotta let it go. Again, Page of Swords, very similar. You might have placements in Aquarius. Interesting. Page of Swords. It's time for a transformation. It's time for a new way of thinking. It's time to heal this Six of Swords and then start a new path of swords. But it's in reverse, so that says it's challenging you. So this idea that you need a new mental perspective, Pisces, is challenging you. It's challenging you. It's a challenge. This is a challenge for you, and it's all mental. You gotta check the story you're telling yourself about this, Pisces. What is the story you're telling yourself about this? You gotta reframe that story. Instead of it being the story about how you were treated so badly by someone and they made you feel so badly about yourself and you struggled with low self-esteem. Why can't it be the story of how you learned to love yourself? Why can't it be a more empowering story than the story of when I was a victim? Well, what about the story of how you became the phoenix? You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about when I say mental shift in perspective. Illumination, yeah. Oops. There is an illumination coming in here from your inspiration, your imagination, your intuition, your passion. Your soul is speaking to you. It's trying to illuminate a new path for you. It's lighting it up slowly, and it's like you gotta see it. You've got to see it. You've got to get in this boat and get in this water and head off. Don't resist it. Just let it happen. Let go. There's something you're hanging on to tightly, Pisces. You're hanging on to it so tightly, but it's not letting you move forward. It's not letting you move into the next phase of your life. And that's what the summer solstice energy is all about. It's all about coming into the next phase, the renewal, the growth, right? Okay, Pisces, if anybody watching is interested in a personal reading, I am taking appointments, but there's also my YouTube channel where there's always free readings, and I'm moving up to weekly, so there'll be more videos than before. Now, we're going to move on to Aries. Aries, sun, moon, and rising for the summer solstice period, which is today. So try and get outside, try to go for a walk, or just sit by a body of water, touch the grass. Really get connected to the earth today, and notice how good the present is when you're just connected, and notice the things you're grateful for. Okay, Aries, let's start. What does Aries need to look at? Oh, Aries. Okay, so we see the Six of Cups. You're being reminiscent too. You're looking at the past, but you know what? To get this card in the first position of the reading really suggests that this exercise is helpful for you right now. There is an examination of the past you need to do, but it's not to do it with rose-colored glasses. It's an exercise of looking at the past in order to understand some truth that is emotionally transformative. There's an emotional transformation that you need to sort of embark on, and it starts by examining something in the past. But again, not in a very nostalgic sort of rose-colored glasses way, but more so a fact-finding mission. Okay, it's like a fact-finding mission where you have to go examine something again from the past, and it's something that is a brutal truth. So this is a truth that where you need to understand that the truth of this card is always that conflict and separation are necessary. Okay, so that's the truth you need to understand when you go back to look at this situation, is that the separation was necessary. Okay, Aries, the separation was necessary. It had to happen the way it did. And so when you go back, you have to go back and tell yourself the story from a different lens. Like we were just saying for Pisces, is that, you know, the story isn't about how you got your heart stabbed 3 times. The story is how you mended your heart, right? It's all about your perspective on the situation. And if you tell the story that you're a victim, then you stay a victim. If you tell the story as the phoenix that rose from the ashes of a victimizing situation, then you're the phoenix, you know? And, you know, we learn lessons by being all the archetypes, right? You could be a child, you could be a whore, you could be a murderer, you could be a victim. You know, you could be any of those archetypes at any time in your life, depending on the experience that you're learning about yourself from. We are limitless. We are capable of anything. Anything that you can imagine can happen. Do you know what I mean? And so it really matters how you tell the story to yourself, how you tell it to others, and how you use that story to define yourself in the present, which really has no place anyway. There's no reason to do that. Unless it's an empowering truth, there's no reason to say anything about yourself from the past is true today. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to go back to the past to re-examine a situation and redefine that story fairly. Justice. You got to redefine that story fairly. You're not looking at it fairly. You're looking at it in a way maybe where, like I said, you come out a loser. You're not a loser. You didn't lose. Loss is always redirection. This had to end. This had to end, Aries. This had to end. This had to end for your evolution. And it's like the energy of the summer solstice is coming in to remind you of that and to give you that mental confidence to see it fairly, right? To see it justly, to see it truthfully, without judgment, without denial, with love and with mental clarity. Right? It's almost like you got to look at it like you're watching a movie, and it's your job to define that movie in 10 different ways, right? And then focus on the way that is most aligned to the truth about the situation. You know, and there are no mistakes. There are no true losses. Everything is designed to teach you something about yourself. And not everything sticks around. Sometimes something has to come and go so that you learn something valuable about yourself. Yeah, the action you're being directed to take is to reflect on this in solitude, and that's challenging you. You don't want to look at this in a different way. You're hanging on to it. You're hanging on to it. You know, it's almost like you think your feelings are facts. They're not. Your feelings are just an indication of how that experience made you feel. It's not, you can't go and write a story about truth when you're talking about feelings. The only truth that exists there is how it made you feel. That's it. Not what it was designed to teach you. It's just, how did that experience make you feel? And how can I learn about myself from those feelings, heal them, and then let them go? You know what I mean? And it's like, it almost feels like to me that if you go back and look at this again, you don't want to, because you don't want to feel it again. It appears that it's necessary. It appears that it's necessary, Aries. Your final guidance card is to stop avoiding conflict. There is an inner conflict here that has to happen, and you need to allow it to happen. Inner conflict is how we change. If I were to ask you right now, do you want to be exactly where you are 10 years from now? I am sure your answer would be no. And so in order to make sure that that's not the case, we need to change. We need to learn and evolve. And there's no better way than through conflict. And, you know, conflict causes us to understand ourselves in an authentic way if we allow it to happen without judgment and without any denial about it. Like, just be honest with yourself and don't judge yourself for anything. Just realize the truth. But there is a struggle coming here, and an internal struggle is on its way to force you to re-examine this situation again. And that is happening, and you're, you know, you're feeling it. If this is resonating for you, you are definitely feeling this, because it's not only a mental thing that you're thinking about, it's something that you feel emotionally and you feel it intuitively, right? So it's hitting you on all of these senses that it's time to take some time in solitude, revisit this storyline, but look at it fairly, and don't be afraid to have the inner conflict. Don't be afraid to have that inner conflict. That's where you're going to evolve. That's where you're going to come out understanding wisdom and truth about yourself that you don't hold currently, because you're not looking at it fairly or justly. It's not in balance. The way you're telling yourself the story, it's not balanced. It's not in balance. Okay, final guidance here for Aries. Purity. Yeah, you got to strip this down, right? Rip the meat off the bones and purify this. Look at it fairly without involving the emotions. Put the emotions in a basket and just put that basket to the side while you revisit this. Like I said, look at it like a movie that you're not in. You're just watching it. And take some notes as a movie editor or movie critic, to try to explain this movie to through different perspectives. And you will see the pure truth, this justice. You will see it. This story needs a new look. You know, look at even the eyes on this card are saying, have another look. Have another look at this story, right? Through different lenses, Aries. Through a different perspective. Yeah, it needs another look. It needs another look. Okay, this is fun. I like this. We're moving so quickly, though. My readings are usually about, 18 minutes on YouTube. This is fast. This feels fast. Okay, we're going to start now with Taurus, our second earth sign reading. So, my Taurus friends, what are the messages here for you for this summer solstice period? I'm getting the feeling that you've lost the faith. Have you lost the faith? Are you overthinking something? You overthinking something, Taurus? Of course you are. Taurus likes to think and likes to act. Likes to think and act. No delays for a Taurus. But have you lost the faith? Let's see. Okay, Taurus, sun, moon, and rising for the summer solstice period. Unfamiliar times are challenging you. Unfamiliarity is challenging you. The idea of stepping into an unfamiliar future is making you freak out emotionally. You're not paying attention to your intuition, even though your intuition has a lot to say to you about this. You are paying more attention to your emotions. Like I was just saying for Aries, your emotions are valid, but they are not facts about a situation. You know, it's not about emotion. It is, but it's not. That's not, you're going to feel the experience with your emotions. That's it. After that, it's time to process it and let the emotions sit to the side. Process it so that you have to go forward. Look at that. You have to step into this future. Those 8 cups are empty. They're empty. They're over. Those 8 cups no longer serve you, okay? Those 8 cups are there just to show you that the truth. Those 8 cups are sitting there to show you the truth that your next phase is on a new path, and it's challenging you emotionally. Yeah. It's challenging you emotionally, and yet your intuition has some help here for you. But it's like, I don't know, your emotions are taking over your intuition. Your emotions are taking over your intuition, And as a result, you're not feeling very enriched right now, Taurus. You're feeling a lack of self-sufficiency, and you're feeling a lack of pleasure. It's bumming you out. It's bumming you out. This experience of heading into the unfamiliar is starting to bum you out. You're starting to feel kind of this everyday blah feeling. Like every day is the same. Every day there's no, and yet every day is trying to be different so badly. Every day wants to take you into the unfamiliar, and yet because it's unfamiliar, it's not something that you're not feeling pleasure from the unfamiliar. It's almost like you need to get more curious and less anxious. Okay. Now, yeah, the truth about the pathway that you're on right now is that you have to let something go. You have to let something go that came along to teach you about yourself, but you got to get up from this. You can't lay in the snow with 10 swords in your back all day. There is a new dawn. Okay. This is like the dawn, the dusk, or the darkest before the dawn kind of card, where it's like, you got to get up from this. You've got to get up from this, even if it's unfamiliar and scary and it's not giving you pleasure. You've got to get up from this so that you can step into the next phase. You're resisting, Taurus. You're a Taurus, so you're feeling a little stubborn and you're resisting. Now, this Queen of Pentacles, FYI, is Capricorn energy. It is Earth energy, and it's like that vibe isn't pleasing you right now. You're feeling very stubborn about letting go and moving into the future unfamiliar path. Okay. Now, the action you're being guided to, like I said at the beginning, is to follow your intuition. You're not tapping into a major aspect of yourself that could really serve you. This is the only card that's upright right now, and it's the card that suggests action in this spread. So the action you're being directed to take to help with all of these challenges is your intuition. Get out of your head and into your intuition. Get out of your mind that's looping around this feeling, and start listening to your intuition about this unfamiliar path ahead. Unfamiliar doesn't necessarily mean bad. Unfamiliar can be something. It could be a miracle. It could be your dream come true. It could be like, sometimes we have this download that we exercise a lot that says if it's not familiar and if it involves change, I need to be anxious. Well, you could also be curious and excited, right? And use your intuition to help you with that. Yeah, the final guidance card for you here is to be authentic. Be authentic. Don't feel like you need to sneak off. You don't have to escape or sneak. You can face your future in a way that, or not even your future. You can face your present day authentically, Taurus. And if your authentic vibe right now is that you don't want to let go and you don't want anything unfamiliar, and you're not feeling very happy about anything that's changing in your life right now, you've got to stay and face that. You can't sneak off. There is no shortcut. This card always reminds me of taking a shortcut or trying to sneak in the middle of the night, trying to flee without addressing something. There's something you need to let go of, and you're not going to be able to let go of it if you skirt the issue, if you try to take a shortcut and escape the situation. You need to tap into your intuition that's trying to help you here, and be authentic. Be authentic, even if you step into your new unfamiliar path and you feel a little nervous about it. Let that nervousness transmute to curiosity. Start imagining what could go right instead of what could go wrong. Okay? Start imagining what could go right. Start imagining how good it's going to feel to get up from those 10 swords in your back, that you can let that go. You can be free of that, Taurus. Love. Someone else got love. I think it might have been Capricorn. And yes, same for you, Taurus. The earth signs need a reminder to approach life with love, gratitude, compassion, and and forgiveness, almost like they go hand in hand. Whatever you're letting go of, you need to forgive yourself for being involved in the dynamic, and forgive whoever was in the dynamic with you, not necessarily inviting them back into your life, but to add love to this equation. And when we tap into this love vibration, it's so high, it's such a high frequency that it just will help bust through all of these mental and physical blocks and emotional blocks that you perceive as something that you need to escape from. You can sit in this. You can sit in this, Taurus, and just be chill. Be that chill Taurus sitting in the field smelling the roses, right? With love and just focusing on the present. Don't worry about the future. It's not here yet. Taurus, don't worry about the future. You can sit in a space where you tap into your intuition and trust that everything is going to be okay, even if you can't see the step ahead of you. You don't need to see the step ahead of you. You just have to trust that when you put your foot out, the step will be there, right? And approaching situations with love. Love and understanding, compassion, and yeah, it's a vibe that you need to tap into because it's a very high frequency of being, and it will change how you see things when you adopt a perspective of love. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, Taurus, time to let go and focus on the day you're in, not the future. And let go of the scary feelings you have about the future. Now, let's move on to Geminis. Second air sign we're reading for. Okay, Geminis. What is evolving and growing and inspiring my Geminis right now? What is happening? Something in the public realm, Gemini? You working on putting something out into the world? What are you trying to manifest right now? What are you working on? You're working on doing something that will bring in the truth. You want your just rewards. You want the truth. You're looking for some good news. You're looking for news. You're waiting for an outcome. You're waiting for an outcome. Okay, Gemini, what outcomes are you looking at here? And are you attached to the outcome? Let's find out. Yeah, you're looking for an outcome on something to do with a relationship, Gemini. The two sides. It could be a relationship with yourself. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting where the camera is. It could be a relationship you have with yourself, or it could be a relationship, Gemini, that you have with someone else. Now, the Two of Cups is Cancer energy, so it could be a Cancer. But you are definitely sort of on the path of evolving through a relationship. Let's see if it's with you or someone else. Looks like it could be with yourself, you know? This relationship that you have with yourself, you are going to start to understand the truth behind your efforts, your talents, and your skills. This is a really nice time for you, Gemini. You're really going to come into some truth about who you are and what you're capable of. But it's going to maybe flip a relationship with someone or with yourself upside down. There is going to be a challenge in a relationship because you're going to realize some truth about yourself. Very interesting, Cancer, or Gemini, sorry. I was thinking of the Two of Cups. Gemini, you are going to learn a truth about yourself here. Very interesting. Oh, wow. And it's going to create a very stable sense of identity. So this truth that you're going to understand about your talents, your skill set, your efforts, it's going to turn one relationship upside down, but it's going to create a very strong sense of who you are. You're really going to feel secure, and you're going to feel like you understand yourself so much. Wow. This is a very auspicious time for you, Gemini. You're starting a brand new cycle of identity, but there are some relationships that may need to be sacrificed. Yeah. Or it's causing a lot of inner turmoil. Take it as it resonates. Now, the action you're being directed to take is to stay focused on prosperity, sustainability, and the present moment. Okay, it's the Sun card here, but it's in reverse, which mutes it a little bit to suggest that the future is bright, but you gotta make sure you stay in your truth about this and have a sustained vision for your future that's based on your efforts, skills, and talents. Okay, it's almost like you're coming into a sense of alignment with who you are, and you're going to have to sacrifice some relationships, Gemini. There may be some relationships that are feeling challenged right now and out of alignment because they're no longer in alignment for your greater good. They're no longer in alignment for who you are today. So there may be a few emotional attachments you need to let go of, but look, you're going to get everything your heart desires. Wow, Gemini, I love this. You're going to get your emotional fulfillment. You are going to get everything your heart desires, but there's sacrifice. There's sacrifice that needs to be made. So for this summer solstice period, it looks like your job is to reflect on your talents, efforts, and skills, and your abilities and your gifts, and allow that transformation to take place in your life, and recognize it, be grateful for it, and sustain it, protect it. But as a result, some relationships may have to go, but really you're just going to be making space for really connected relationships, really strong relationships that are going to bring in so much emotional joy and so much emotional security and physical security. I see both here for you. And it's all coming from you. You're initiating some huge changes in your life, but it's almost like you might not actually see it yet, but you're being asked to look at it. So have a look at yourself, have a look at your talents, your inspiration, your efforts, the thing that you do that speaks to you. It's something that you do, and it's going to lead you down a path that is very secure, prosperous, and emotionally pleasing. You're going to be really happy. You're going to feel a connection potentially with a new partner, but definitely with yourself. Definite. And this seems like it's all about you. You got to keep the faith. Isn't that what I said when I started? That are you doubting? It's almost like you're doubting yourself instead of recognizing yourself. You need to recognize yourself, not doubt yourself. You need to use your I can statements, not I cannot statements. Your final guidance card is change. Yay, you are undergoing a huge transformation. You are changing on a very real level, and it's time to get excited about it and daydream about how well it could go instead of worrying so much about how bad it could go. Look at exciting unicorn flying through the air. That's great. That's going to be fantastic. And it's like you've got so much confirmation on the table. You've got the 10 of Cups. You've got the 10 of Pentacles. You know, it's like you're just not giving yourself enough credit. You're looking at what's going to go wrong instead of what's going to go right. And it's not the truth. It's not the truth. There's some stuff that has to be sacrificed in order for you to have everything you've ever wanted. But the thing that you need to keep up is the faith. You need to keep up the faith, Gemini. Don't give up. Don't give up. And stay in the present. Don't worry about the future. Just stay in the present and look at how great this is. You need to focus on how, I'm not blowing smoke here. You need to focus on how awesome you are and how you generate change with your efforts and your skills and your abilities, and that they're gifts. They're gifts from spirit, and it's like you're starting to doubt them a little bit. Just a little bit. Not much. Just a touch. You might be having a bit of an emotional time right now because you don't want to sacrifice anything, and it's just making you feel a touch of doubt in faith. But there's no need. You just keep going, Gemini. You got this. You've got this. Okay? I love it. Yeah. There just might need to be some more action on your part. You might just need to act in direct relationship with your efforts. Are you procrastinating? Maybe you're procrastinating a little bit. The faith and the effort needs a little elevation, okay? My beautiful Gemini friends. All right, let's move on. This is the fastest set of readings I've ever done. Cancer. Hello, Cancer friends. How you doing, Cancer? You can have a birthday soon, Cancer. My Gemini's just had a birthday. Or could still be coming into it. But no, today's the 20th. So Gemini, happy birthday. If you're a Gemini on June 20th, happy birthday. And Cancer, your birthday could be tomorrow. So happy birthday to you too. Okay, Cancer friends coming into summer solstice on their birthday. All right, what's going on for Cancer friends? Let's find out. Hermit. Everyone needs reflection. How many times has the Hermit showed up today? Everyone needs to go into some deep, deep reflection to understand the wisdom of their true experiences. Their experiences understood in truth. Okay? Now, Cancers. What are you avoiding? Why don't you want to go in the nest? The nest is nice. You got to go back in that nest. Sit on that golden egg and wait for it to hatch. You got to understand something. It's important. There's something important here that you need to understand, Cancer. And it's because you're done. Something's finishing. You're wrapping up, Cancer. You are wrapping it up and you are exhausted. And you feel so overburdened and so overtaxed because, and you're doubting that you're going to be able to reinvent yourself. You're doubting that you're going to be able to evolve again. You're like, I can't do this again. You can. You're gonna. You can and you're gonna. And it's going to be awesome and it's going to be inspired and you're not going to feel this way forever. But right now, my Cancer friends, you are feeling tired of carrying this load alone. You could be in a situation where you're just so over something that you don't even want to think about it anymore. But there's some wisdom in ending. Every time we end a cycle, and this is a 10 of Wands, which is the end of something and the beginning of something. It's that transition period where you're ended and now you're starting something based on that end, a new beginning, right? But you need to rest. You're tired. That's why this Hermit is here. But you're resisting this rest. Why? How come? Why are you resisting this rest? Is it because you don't want to face something? That's what I'm getting. I don't think it's because you're so physically tired. I think it's because you're emotionally and your inspiration is tired. And there's something you need to talk about. You almost need to say, I'm not going to drive the bus alone in this next chapter. I'm going to delegate, or I'm going to make sure that it's a sustainable vision because this pooped you. You're tired, Cancer. You're tired. But you are starting you are starting something new. You need to get ready for it, okay? This is exciting. I love when the Fool card shows up. And the other thing this card always says is you have to take a leap of faith. You have to trust that that next step is going to be there, even if you can't see it. But you need to heal, reflect, and rest, and get over this cycle first. Like, look at that. 10 of Wands and the Fool. It's beautiful. You're on the process of starting a new path, but you have to take a leap of faith. And you have to start with a blank slate. So that's why the Hermit is here to say to you, clean the slate. Review the data, feel it, heal it, release it. So that you can start this new path, blank slate, not carrying emotional baggage, not carrying self-limiting beliefs, not carrying forward anything that no longer serves you. You've got to let all that stuff go. You got to put these wands down and start again. You're going to just have one wand, right? You're going to start a whole new evolution. So it's time to do the nesting. Go into the nest in solitude and figure some truth out about the cycle that you just finished, that you're just wrapping up, and get ready for an exciting new path. Very auspicious and fitting for summer solstice. Now, Page of Rods in reverse is the action you're being directed to take, which says, just again, look at that. You're ending a cycle and there's that one wand that I was just referring to. It's right there. And it's a page. So it's going to come to you where? In inspiration. It's not going to come in through the physical world because it's not a knight. It's a page. So pages come into us through our intuition and through emerging energies, okay? It's like an invitation. There's a page at your door with a wand. Will you accept it? You can't if you're holding 10. I'm sorry. You're all full up of wands right now. You got to let these ones go, process them, understand the truth behind them, and get ready to take this next wand. And see how it's in reverse? It's in reverse because you can't take it yet until you let go of those 10. There's no room in your arms, and you're tired. So you need to go nest, release those 8 wands, and that, or sorry, 9, 10, 8, 10 wands, release them, get ready for your new path, and there is, right there, you're going to get it. That 1 wand to start your new journey is coming in once you can let go of those 10 through reflection in solitude to understand the truth behind these 10 wands. Now, your final guidance card is the Empress in reverse. So the Empress on her own is this beautiful feminine energy of a creator. She creates and she understands her intuition. She creates with emotion, intuition, and physical raw energy, and her spirit. Like she encompasses all of those elements to be creative. It's in reverse for you. Again, I think it's in reverse because you've got to heal from this present timeline first. You got to let those 10 wands down, look at them, study them, understand their truth, and then release them so that you're ready to accept this invitation from the Page of Rods to tap into this Empress energy. Okay? Really beautiful reading. Very clear, Cancer. But you've got to do the healing. You got to go into solitude. And today is a great day to go for a walk by yourself, enjoy the long sunshine, and really reflect on those 10 wands that you're going to put down and release. It's the time. The time has come for you to take a leap of faith into a new path. Enlightenment. That's exactly the energy that you need right now. With this Hermit card, come on. All right, it's time. It's time for you to get enlightened. It's time for you to see this situation differently. This whole 10 of Wands thing that's got you just ending a cycle, and you're going to be enlightened from studying it. The reflection on the cycle that you've just finished is going to enlighten you so that you can become the Fool again and start a new cycle where you learn even more about yourself. Right? And that's the whole point. That is the whole point. This invitation is going to come in once you do this work to enlighten yourself about how everything up till now has shaped you. And then, my goodness, you're going to be a creative force. Oh, wow. That's beautiful, Cancer. Lovely reading for you for the summer solstice. Time to let those wands down. Let those wands down so that you can pick up the next one to start your new path. Okay, Leo is up next. How you doing, Leo? Leo's fire sign energy. For Leo, what is coming up for Leo in the summer solstice vibe today? What should Leos be reflecting on? What is up? Choice. Leos have a choice to make. Yes. Well, let's look into it and find out. Oops. Okay. Leo. Yeah. You got to look at something in the mental perspective here. You've got something that needs to be addressed mentally between you and you. There is something you need to face, and it has to do with a truth that you have just come into, or one that you've known about for a bit. It's got that same hermit vibe of withdrawing from others to understand an inner truth and face it, right? This person is in meditation, reflecting on those 4 swords, okay? And it's a valuable meditation. It's a reflection. This is what you need to do. You need to examine your perspective on something important, okay? Now, oh yeah, and keep your faith. This is the Phoenix from the ashes. This is Aquarius energy. This card, when it appears next to a card like the Hermit or the 4 of Swords, really says you can bring in your next phase as you desire it. Keep the faith. Keep the faith and believe in yourself that you can be the Phoenix from the ashes. You can rise the Phoenix from whatever this was. Whatever that was doesn't have to define you. You just have to reflect on it to understand what it taught you about yourself. What did this experience teach me about myself? And then have the faith to go for whatever it is that you want, that you feel connected to, that is your, that you can have it. You can have it. It's faith. Do you have the faith that you can have it? Do you believe that you're deserving of it? Do you believe that it's possible? Do you believe in miracles? Do you believe in transformation? Do you believe we can reinvent ourselves out of things that took us down? You know? And I hope the answer is yes, because it looks like you can have this. Now, the truth behind what's going on here for you is that you're being given an invitation to reestablish yourself gently. Okay, this is an initiation of a new you, but it's in reverse. So that says be gentle with yourself. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. Don't judge yourself. If you need rest, rest. If you need a nap, take it. If you need to watch a movie, do it. Don't judge yourself for watching TV or, you know, staying alone at home in solitude. But don't do it in terms of avoiding. Do it in terms of just reconnecting with yourself and rest and eat and sleep and give yourself a lot of nourishment right now. Give yourself a lot of love and nourishment, because it's time. You need it. You deserve it. You've just gone through something that sort of took you down to a flat line. And now it's time to stay in that space to understand it, but then rise. Rise, Leo. Rise like the fire that you are. And, you know, you are strong and confident, but you are emotionally and mentally right now needing a rest. You need a break. You need to understand yourself in a new way from that experience and have the faith that you can rise again, and you will. And it's a new you. Yeah, it's an unfamiliar new you. And it's one that you need sort of your intuition to guide you through understanding, because it is very new and unfamiliar. I feel like you're going to get some information. I feel like, Leo, you're going to get some information about something that's going to cause you to revisit something mentally, and it's going to change you. I feel like you're going to come into some truth, some knowledge. It could be like from someone. Someone could have some news. Maybe a Pisces has some news for you. The moon card is Pisces. Maybe it's an Aquarius star card here. Whatever it is, Leo, you have to reflect on it in a way that is unfamiliar. It's going to cause you to look at things in a different way, and it's going to bring out the best in you. Yeah, Knight of Rods. Knight of Rods is a time that says it's time to manifest new ideas and be a leader, and not follow along with things that make you feel unimaginative. It's time to harness that imagination and go forward, developing and creating new ideas, manifesting a new path that is intuitive and imaginative, and one that you feel happy with, one that feels like connected to you, Leo. And I really think that's going to come from reflecting on something that is going to change you. It's going to change how you think about things from now on. It's going to really give you a new way of processing information that is in opposition to the now. Right now, the way you process information is changing. And I feel like you're going to be stepping into a new identity that's unfamiliar, but very much based in your abilities to lead a self-sufficient future. Should you grasp at that wand, you know? And it's very much a time for you to reinvent yourself, Leo. This is an energy of evolution, reinvention, and rebirth. And it's a very fiery, inspired time where you feel your intuition talking to you, but it's very unfamiliar. That could be where this truth is coming from that's very unfamiliar. You are not used to tapping into that part of yourself if this is resonating for you. And the final guidance for you, Leo, is miracles. Someone else got this today. This star is a miracle. I think I even said that. Do you believe miracles can happen? This star card really shows me, and this oracle confirms it, this oracle card, that you could be experiencing miracles on so many levels in the coming up timeline once you transform from this reflection. All right? That reflection process is going to change you. There's an invitation here from a Page of Pentacles saying, be gentle with yourself because we're changing. We're evolving, right? And it's going to feel unfamiliar. You're going to start noticing your intuition speaking to you, and you're going to experiment with listening to it. But it's like, yeah, there are miracles coming up for you, Leo. You need to have faith in this. You need to have faith that this is part of the process, this painful journey. I'm getting the feeling that it was painful. This painful journey, once you reflect on it and free yourself from it and have faith in yourself, it's going to create a miracle in your life. Something transformative that is not something that you could predict even right now. You're going to feel more connected to yourself. But you have to go through this healing first. You have to go through this mental shift first, where you really believe that everything you desire is possible and that you can be free of some of these heavy mental thoughts once you retell yourself the story. Wow. Okay, Leo, sending you lots of love and light. Whoops. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on. This is like speed tarot reading. We're moving on to Virgo. My Virgo friends, how you doing? How are my Virgo friends doing out there? I love my Virgo friends. I have a few, only 2, but I love them very much. I hope they're both doing well. I hope all you are doing well too. Okay, what's coming up for my Virgo friends? What is up for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Oh, difficult truths. Difficult truths. Everyone's got to face them. Yep, you're rebirthing. You are undergoing a transformation in your life, Virgo. Let's get some more info here. Okay, Virgo, time to celebrate. Time to celebrate something. Time to celebrate something on an inner level, Virgo. That's nice. It's time to celebrate something, but I bet you have to face a truth before you're going to get that celebration, or the celebration is going to reveal a truth to you. There is something that you are celebrating on an inner level, and it has to do with sort of the process of opening up to transformation. Yes, you are transformed. You are being invited to adopt a new emotional experience. You are being invited on a new emotional experience, and it's coming out of a celebration that you've recently experienced on an inner level. Okay, Virgo, something on an inner level brought in some joy, and now you're being asked to look at a whole new emotional experience here. But it's challenging you. There's a challenge here, and it has to do with the way you are processing some new ideas. So there was a celebration that has sort of changed you, but it's a challenge. This celebration is a challenge for you on an emotional level, and it's ushering in this restless, creative vibe that is very passionate. And it's like, will you accept this offer to do things in a new way? Will you allow yourself to be led by your inspiration, your soul fire? Or are you going to stay emotionally closed to this? Very interesting, Virgo. From celebration comes more question. You had an inner celebration about something, and now on an emotional level, you are not sure about how to go forward with your inspiration. Very interesting. Okay, well, that clarifies why. The reason you're feeling closed emotionally is because there was an experience that got you. You got the 10 of Swords here. So there's an experience that mentally completely came out of nowhere, and it rocked you mentally. It started to change how, and it's a very interesting reading, because it's almost like there was an inner celebration, but it came about through something that was initially devastating. You know, you felt really betrayed by something here, Virgo, but it's almost like if you get up from this, or you did get up from this, and then you had this really big inner celebration. I'm going to have to pull some clarification for this reading. I am sorry, 1 second here. This is an interesting story. We've got a celebration on an inner level, on the timeline of understanding how to be open to transformation, but it's challenging. There is an offer here to accept some more inspiration from your intuition, but the action you're being guided to is to just release this betrayal here. This betrayal that came out of nowhere has to be released. This is very interesting. It's like my Virgos are celebrating an inner success that came from something that was devastating. Let's clarify this Four of Wands. Let's clarify that Four of Wands, please. Find out. Okay, so the inner celebration came in from seeing something in a new way. Okay, so Virgo, something happened that shifted your way of thinking and caused you to feel some inner peace. Okay, now the Page of Cups is saying to us that we need to be more clever. So that tells me that you were emotionally surprised by something that required you to be more strategic instead of emotional. And the strategy behind it left you vulnerable. And so you're processing that vulnerability. It has to do with a partner, your ego, and sustainability. Interesting. So the energy for you, Virgo, right now is to examine your motives. Are you operating from a place of ego or a place of inspiration? You know, what's happening in this union? Something's up with your union right now. If you're in a relationship, Virgo, there is something up here. And maybe that relationship turned out to be ego-based. And it wasn't what you thought it was. And that shocked you. And now you have to get up. You have to get up. Oops. You have to get up and start over. Yeah. So there was you know, the Four of Wands is about marriage. So an interpretation of this could very well be that a marriage ended. There was a marriage, it ended because you saw the truth in the situation, which felt very betraying and very out of nowhere betrayal. Like this individual really shocked you with their behavior. And now it's like, we got to get up and start over. Okay, we got to get up and start over and focus on a sustainable future, not the wills of the ego. Okay, the ego isn't going to be the thing to serve you right now. You could also be dealing with a Capricorn that let you down. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. You could be dealing with another Virgo. This card is you, Virgo. The Ten of Pentacles is Virgo energy. So you know, now what is the final guidance? The final guidance card for you here is to get ready for a new relationship or to renew the relationship you're in. This is a relationship. This is a significant partner in your life that let you down. You were married or are married to this person and they let you down, and you got to get up from this sudden betrayal and start a new path, potentially with someone else. You know, this is very interesting indeed for Virgos. You've got a relationship to assess here, a significant one. If this is resonating for you, Virgo, you know who and what I'm talking about. Don't force it if it doesn't. But there is a significant partnership that let you down here. Could be with a Capricorn, and it really changed how you see relationships, how you see your own self, and it's going to cause you to shift into a new cycle. You need to purify from this old cycle first. Purification. You need to get this juju off you. Okay? We need to purify you. When I see this card and the Sun card, I just think of that beautiful sunlight cleansing you and the energy of a sustainable, positive future. And you need to purify yourself from this dynamic, this thing that got you. And don't turn to the ego for a feeling of security on this. You need to change your whole perspective. It's time to adopt a whole new perspective about this situation, and it's going to usher in a new cycle for you. It's going to usher in a brand new cycle for you where you're going to have to rebuild your sense of self. This has really changed you, and I almost feel like another opportunity is going to present itself for you once this is managed. Wow, Virgo, that is some serious business we are talking about here. There's something big that needs your attention right now, and if it's resonating for you, you would know exactly what it is, because this is about a significant relationship that shocked you. You feel shocked. You feel shocked and unable to sort of move past it. But I'm really feeling like it was a marriage, or is a marriage. Okay, Virgo, sending you lots of love and light on that situation. Purify yourself of it. That is the final guidance for that. Okay, let's move on to Libra. The last air sign of this summer solstice reading. We're coming into the end of our time together. Libra, what's up for you? My Libra friends, what is the summer solstice energy bringing in for you as far as transformation? I see authenticity in a relationship. Are you being authentic in your union? Or are you just sort of being strategic and trying to be tactful and diplomatic, but not completely authentic? Yeah, you got a decision. You got a dilemma here about authenticity, Libra. Let's have a look. It's about authenticity. You're not tapping into your intuition as much as you should be. That might be able to help you. You're feeling like your intuition isn't a valid enough sort of source of information at this time. You are on the path of understanding spiritual truth, though. It's like you keep bumping into synchronicity, or you keep encountering these moments that make you go, no way. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that just happened. How did that all line up just like that? And it's like, well, your intuition is guiding you, and it's like you're seeing the outcomes of being guided by your intuition, but you're not understanding that it's your intuition guiding you. You're not understanding that it's your ability to tap into the energy around you that's guiding you. You're not sure what it is, but the truth behind all of it is coming to you. It is. You're understanding a lot of that truth, and you're being asked to look forward with inspiration as your guide, with your soul fire as a guide. You're being asked to daydream about what could be, right? You're being asked to look into your spirit, to access that part of yourself and no longer deny it, Libra. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there, working for you, okay? You need to understand that just because you can't see it yet doesn't mean it's not there. All three of these cards together really paint a picture of a Libra waiting to see the step ahead in order to put their foot on it, instead of just putting your foot out and trusting that that step will be there. Okay? Really. It's when you look at the future, what are you thinking, Libra? What are you doing when you think about the future? Are you imagining like your fantasies, your inspiration, your daydream, your soul fire, the things that make you want to embrace life? Or are you catastrophizing? Are you catastrophizing? Don't catastrophize. That's you water the seeds of catastrophe when you do that. Why not water the seeds of miracles? Why not water the seeds of faith and hope and inspiration and intuition and spirit? Why not water those things to guide us, right? It's the same watering can. It's the same water in the watering can. It's just where you decide to direct that energy, okay? Now, I see that didn't I say that this is about authenticity? It's authenticity. You want to flee. My Libras. You just want to flee. You want to run away with what you can and just be like, I'm out of here. I'm done. I don't want to face any more of this. I just want to take my stuff and go. And it's interesting because the Five of Swords, guess whose energy that is? The Five of Swords is Aquarius. So you could be dealing with another air sign, my friends. You could be dealing with another air sign and you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to cut and run. I don't need to be authentic. I don't want to be authentic. I just want to go. There's something you have to face. There's a big time truth that you have to face, that your intuition is trying to guide you towards, but you're sort of resisting it, and you're looking at the future in a way that suggests you just want to flee. You don't want to face this truth. You'd rather just run off in the middle of the night with as much as you can carry and leaving behind what you can't carry because you're fleeing. This isn't a planned exit. This is an escape. And it's not authentic. It's not authentic. It's not you. And the guidance for you is to start a new cycle of identity. The guidance for you is a beautiful one. It's the Ten of Pentacles, which is a time of feeling content and secure in a permanent way on the level of I am. I belong. Your sense of grounding and security coming up is going to be very secure. Now, what you need to do is focus on the inspiration. Focus on being authentic. Focus on the truth and this intuition speaking to you, okay? You're going to be secure. You don't have to worry about your security in the physical world. It's managed. So that can't even be an excuse. You can't even say, oh, well, I would do it if I had this much money or if I had my mortgage paid off or what. No, that's managed. For some of you Libras out there, there's no physical or material obstacle. It's all in your ability to process this truth using your intuition and your inspiration and your fiery soul, that part of yourself that brings out so much authentic joy. That's what you need to tap into, right? And the ground beneath your feet is stable. The ground beneath your feet is stable. So you can feel free to put that leg out and be sure you have to believe and have faith that the step will catch you. You're not going to fall off the edge of the cliff. The universe is going to support you. When you do what you love with love, and not for public recognition, but you do it because you love it and it speaks to your soul, the universe will always conspire to support you. Always. You just have to examine why you're doing things. Blessings. You have so many, Libra. You have so many blessings around you. It's just a question of this authenticity makes me giggle for you, because it's like you have all these blessings and yet there's something holding you back from just stepping into it and being authentic. I feel like maybe there is a truth that your intuition just keeps screaming at you, but you just keep thinking of all the complications that will happen if you go for it. If you do what your intuition is sort of guiding you towards, it's almost like you feel like that will rob you of stability or these blessings, and you're thinking, well, what if I just toe the line? What if I'm not 100% authentic? I mean, that is one way to do it, but I'm feeling for you, Libra, that it's time to look at this Three of Wands. It's time to look ahead and say, what speaks to me? What speaks to me? Not what speaks to the current situation I'm in. What speaks to me? Because the current situation to me, it looks like you want out. It looks like there's something you want to run away from without addressing it all the way. You just want to run away from it. And it's like, instead of focusing on running, focus on these blessings. And the blessing for all of the abilities, talents, and skills that you possess. And listen to this Queen of Cups energy. She has some information for you. She's got something to say, and you're blocking her. You don't want to tap into your intuition, and it's time. It's time to believe it, right, Libra? Like, it's time to face these universal truths and believe it. It's almost like I said, it's like you feel like if you can't see it, it can't be real. Well, it is real. It's very real. Oh, Libra, I love you. I have so many dear Libra friends and family members that this resonates for their path too. So thank you so much, Libra. Okay, we're moving on to Scorpio, the last water sign of our summer solstice reading. Hello, Scorpio friends. Hope you're all doing well. What's going on for Scorpio? Scorpio, I love saying Scorpio. Scorpio, what's happening for my Scorpio? Scorpios are, oh, Scorpio. Yeah, I've been feeling this a lot in the readings for Scorpio, that Scorpios out there, the sort of overwhelming energy for Scorpios right now is that they are on a path where they have to make a difficult separation. And it will lead to them getting their ultimate wish. But it's going to involve a sacrifice that the Scorpios are having a hard time addressing. So let's tap into Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Yeah, it has to do with releasing something that makes you feel really stable. This ended the reading for Libra and starts the reading for Scorpio. So Scorpios, something that is that currently is very stable in your life is shifting. There is a big shift happening for Scorpios right now. I almost feel like some Scorpios are ending a union. You know, that's the vibe I get when I read for Scorpio, is that there's, like, obviously not all Scorpios, but the general energy for Sun, Moon, Rising Scorpio is that there's a relationship that needs to come to an end. And it's one that's permanent right now. It's one that could be like a long-term relationship or a marriage or a business relationship that is really established. The Scorpios are facing a really difficult, be kind to Scorpios. If you have a Scorpio in your life, be kind to them. They're going through a big shift right now, even if they're not talking about it. It's unfamiliar, emotionally unfamiliar. I feel like a Scorpio or two out there are going to be on their own for the first time ever. Like, not in a significant relationship, not relying or being codependent on anything, just being on their own to understand themselves. That is the overwhelming vibe for Scorpio these past readings, and the summer solstice reading is proving to be no different. The Scorpios, it's time. Those 8 cups are no longer serving you. It's time to move forward, letting your intuition guide you, and understanding that what lies ahead, albeit unfamiliar, is for your higher good. It's for your next evolution. It's for who you are becoming, not who you were. It's time to accept that wand in her hand and go forward into the unknown with your intuition guiding you, this beautiful new moon guiding you with every step. But it's gonna take something that's very stable right now. And that's really difficult. Yeah. You keep looking at the past, and it's challenging you and it's keeping you stuck. It's almost like you keep trying to apply former self-beliefs about yourself or former things that no longer apply. They're no longer relevant, and yet you keep making them relevant somehow. And it's keeping you back. That's holding you back from taking this walk down the beach that's very unfamiliar in the new moonlight. It's time, Scorpio. I know it's emotionally challenging, but it's like you keep looking back. Look forward and look at where you are today. Something in today needs to shift so that you can take this path forward in the unfamiliar and release all of this past energy. These cups gotta go. Yeah, yeah, and it's like you're coming into the final judgment of this past cycle. Some news, some reward, some truth, the truth about it, right? It's like the consequence is coming. The end, the outcome of the scenario is en route. It's in the post. It's coming, and you gotta get onto this. You can't deny this. This is like getting the final judgment, right? Like when you think biblically and you think of the judgment day, this is when we get judged. This is when we find out the truth. This is when we get the final outcome or verdict on something about what it really was. And you are going to get that if you allow yourself to step into this unfamiliar vibe that's got you feeling down. It's got you feeling down and got you feeling... I almost feel like you're being really hard on yourself. Like you're blaming yourself harshly. But the truth is coming to illuminate what the real situation is, my beautiful Scorpios. Final guidance is to tap into this challenge, okay? We see the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is not afraid of a challenge that's physical. You are undergoing a huge transformation on something that's really stable right now. This 10 of Pentacles is super stable. And then here comes the King of Pentacles to say, well, time to do something new. Let's bust up this 10 and start a new cycle. And that's what he does. He faces change and creates inner movement. That's what this King's energy does. It's a very masculine energy that comes in to readjust how the water flows, right? And it's going to be an adjustment, and it's unfamiliar, it's emotional, it's bringing up some past wounds that need to be looked at in a new way. It's almost like you're going to get that judgment. I would suggest that the Scorpios out there have been doing some soul searching about stuff from the past that needs to be healed, and that they're getting ready to shift. The Scorpios, if you know any Scorpios, go give them a hug. Go buy them a cup of coffee and tell them that they've got this. They can do this. I feel like if there's Scorpios listening right now, you can face this challenge. You can do it. You're Scorpio, for God's sakes. You can do anything. Okay, final guidance for Scorpio is to tap into that wisdom. Yeah, you need to go down the path of understanding what happened in the past, but don't let it take you down. Just go back and have a look at it to examine the truth, get the judgment. Don't judge yourself, but get the final judgment on it, and then yallah, let's go. I'm talking to you in Arabic. Let's go into facing this challenge head on to create room. This is Midas. King Midas has the magic touch, self-confidence, and material, physical challenges. You're going to face them, but they're going to illuminate so much wisdom. This facing of the end of this security. You're starting a new cycle of security, my friend, a brand new cycle of security that feels really unfamiliar and emotionally taxing. But your intuition is here to guide you. You are going to get that information once you seek out the wisdom of the past to understand truly how the past is, impacting. Sorry, I'm just going to, there we go. Sorry, one sec. There we go. To understand how the wisdom of the past will illuminate, just like that new moon. It will illuminate what happens in the future for you. And you need to just get on that path fearlessly. Access this raw, physical, masculine energy to help you carve out the new path that you are about to walk down. And you got this. You got this, Scorpio. You're a Scorpio. Every Scorpio I know is so able to change and adapt and become new. But this is going to feel like a lot because this situation is incredibly stable right now, but it's no longer serving you. It's no longer serving you, and you feel it. You feel it, Scorpio. Oh, sending you lots of love and light. Okay, Sagittarius. Hello, Jenny. I see you belly up. Sagittarius, let's begin. You came at the perfect time. Okay, Sagittarius, what is the growth, reflection, and transformation coming for Sagittarius through the summer solstice energy? What do the Sagittarius sun, moon, and rising need to know about this transformation that they are about to embark on? I see it has to do with facing loss. I see the Strength card coming up a lot, which is Leo energy. And I also see, yes, the Strength card keeps coming up. There could be a Leo in your life, Sag, that, yeah, it just keeps coming up. It's come up every time I cut the deck. So, yeah, you're going to need to heal in isolation. You're going to need to withdraw, to reflect about something that's going to challenge your confidence to deal with something massive. Let's have a look. Sun in reverse. So that suggests that you need to stay in the present. If you wander too much into the future or the past, you're going to miss something important. You're going to miss something important that needs to be addressed. I always think of Leo as the Strength card. Obviously, that's the traditional one, but I also see it in the Sun. There is a new day dawning for you, Sagittarius, but it's going to challenge you before it dawns. The Sun card in reverse doesn't reverse the meaning. In this case, all it does is it mutes it a little bit. So that just means that this new day that's dawning for you, Sag, is going to come with some challenges. There's going to be some challenges, but we saw that Strength card come up a lot when I was shuffling, which suggests that you're going to have to face an inner challenge or an external challenge, potentially, a challenging situation, experience, challenging, something that's going to bring out that fire in you, Sagittarius. You're like a burning star. That's the kind of fire sign you are, Sag. You're like a star fire that burns and burns and burns and burns forever in the sky, right? In our sky. And it's like there is a new dawn, new day is coming for you, and it's time for you to sort of get on board with it mindfully and stay in the present. And don't wander too much into the future to try and, I don't know, understand it. Stay in the present to understand it. That's where you're going to get as the most information. And I know this is challenging. Something is going on that's really challenging, but it's going to initiate a new start for you. Yeah, it's going to be brutal, though. I'm sorry, Sag. There's no other way to say it. It's going to hurt. This situation is going to hurt, but you almost see it coming. You almost see it coming. It's going to hurt mentally. It's going to hurt so much because it's going to change you. That's why it's going to hurt. Not because, excuse me, it's not cruel. It's transformation. You got to get up from this. You got to get up, and you've got to feel this. You've got to heal it, and then you've got to release it. But it's this, with this, the dawn of your new day is coming from something ending, and it's a painful end. There's no sugarcoating, Sag. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry, because it's going to bring in a new life for you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel for you, but I know that the future is coming. It's just going to challenge. Now, the truth behind why the challenge is here in the Sun card is because it's almost like you feel like you have to sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice something. My Saggy friends, something has to exit for your life to change. Okay? Something has to exit for your life to change. And that exit is en route. It's in the post. But you're still going to be in balance. It's just going to feel like a loss and a huge sacrifice. It's going to feel that way. But what have we said throughout this whole live reading is that feelings aren't facts. They're just the emotion about the experience. But that's it. It doesn't tell you truth. It just tells you the truth about your feelings. Now, the process of this experience is going to illuminate a new life for you. So something's got to go for something new to come in. And then it's almost like a balancing act for you to see the exchange. That, yes, this left, but this is now available to me, right? It's all part of the process, Sag. And it's not here to break you. It's here to teach you something about who you are and to help you move into that next phase of your life cycle. Knight of Rods. I mean, the Knight of Rods is a time to manifest new ideas. So you are starting on a new path, and that is the action. The fourth card in this spread is the action you're being directed to take. So the thing that's going to help you get up from this is a brand new wand. I love that. I love that because it's a 10 of Swords, and then the action to respond to that 10 of Swords is the Knight of Wands. So it's like, pick up your inspiration and head off into this new path. Yes, Sagittarius, you're going to start a new life, but it's going to come out of sacrificing something. Yeah, and it's a brand new auspicious ace. I love that. Okay, this is a new start of emotion and sort of releasing any emotion that no longer serves you. This is a new beginning on an emotional level, in love, in feeling a connection to your compassion, your emotional flow. This is the summer energy, this card. So you are stepping into your summer solstice energy with guidance to tap into your emotions and be emotionally open and present, and also to start something brand new. And it's something you want so bad. You want this. This speaks to your soul, Sagittarius. This isn't nothing trivial. This speaks to your soul. $10 says that this is something you've wanted for a very long time, and you've dreamt of it, and you fantasize about it, and you spend money to get closer to this. Like, you put your resources towards it. You're trying to manifest this, but something has to go first, and it's gonna be brutal. And when I say brutal, I'm not trying to scare you. I just mean, like, if this is resonating for you, something really big is getting sacrificed for something even bigger. And it's just going to be the process of going through it. But the guidance for you is to really, really, really tap into your imagination, inspiration, passion, the soul fire, the thing that you could Google all night, the thing you look up all night on the internet, the thing that you spend the most money on, the thing that you talk to your friends about, the thing that you dream about. What is it? Open up to it. You can have it. It's coming. Yeah, but the key for you is security, Sagittarius. It's like that's what's ultimately holding you back. But see that beautiful fire and that beautiful starry sky in this card? That starry sky is you, and that fire on earth represents your path. And so, is it going to challenge your security? Yes. Yes, it is. It is going to challenge your security. Are you going to feel like you're on ground that is now a little bit like sand instead of cement? Yep, you are. It's going to be a brand new start. What is going to be the outcome? Very prosperous. It's a new day. And it's a whole new sense of security. It's almost like you're not going to be relying on anyone. You're just going to be providing your own security with your soul fire. You're creating a reliable path for yourself forward, Sag, and it's based on this beautiful energy. But there's a sacrifice. There's a cycle that has to end first. Once this cycle ends and you get up, then my gosh, there's a whole new day waiting for you. And it's going to be really, really secure. You're creating a reliable path forward for yourself that is emotionally open and open with inspiration too. And it's like, this could lead to a brand new relationship if that's something that you're interested in. The Ace of Cups is it's an auspicious outcome card to receive, to say that it's a whole new bowl. It's a whole new bowl for you, Sag. I love that for you. You guys, this has been really fun. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, doing 12 readings in a row. Check out my YouTube channel, Blue Rose Energy Healing, because I do readings on there for free all the time, and they're much more in depth. I decided to try this today because I wanted to connect with you on Instagram as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this. and maybe we'll do it again. There's a full moon coming up in Capricorn on the 24th, which there will be YouTube readings for that, but maybe I'll do this again. Okay, everyone, I'm going to sign out here and close this beautiful summer solstice reading. Thank you so much for those of you who are able to join me. I think I'm going to post this on YouTube so that it will be there with timestamps if you would like to reference this video for your sign. And it's been a pleasure. A big, big pleasure. I think I'll do it again very soon. Sending you lots of love and light, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. And get outside today. Try and get some connection to the earth today, summer solstice. And really spend some time reflecting. Maybe start a gratitude journal. Maybe start any journal. Change up your morning rituals. Do something to help in this transformative time to make it a gentle experience for yourself. Okay, lots of love and light, everyone.